Hello, hello, ladies, and we are
Hey,
back. What's up,
Hey, what's
BLT?
happening?
yay! What's going on, ladies?
How's your day, ladies?
My day was fabulous.
Terry,
I'm
why are you
dragging.
shaking your head?
I ain't lying. I'm dragging, but I'm still coming with the hype, though. Coming with it, 'cause we Trinidadians, we coming with it. Bottom of the road, and we coming with it.
All the time. All
Yes.
the time.
Oh
all the
my
time.
goodness.
What
My
are
day
we
was
talking
good.
about?
Yeah, what are we talking about today?
So we are talking about being the first generation American.
Okay.
How do you feel about it? Being the first generation and having Caribbean heritage, and how do you feel about that? And was it a good thing, a bad thing, an uncomfortable thing, or funny thing? How was your feeling, your experience?
Sakafet, you're listening to Unfiltered Limin with BLT. Every week, we will reflect on our journeys on trying to navigate between our parents' traditional culture versus American culture. We are your hosts,
Bertide.
Lisa.
And Terry.
No one's talking, so let's get unfiltered.
Bertide, you want to hit it off?
Sure. Put me on the spot. Hey, everybody. So, being first generation in America, with parents of being of Haitian culture. So I will give the perspective of, I was born in Guadeloupe, right? And kind of didn't register when I was little that my parents were Haitian. I don't know if that makes sense, because when you're born in a Caribbean island, everybody's from somewhere. So it's a melted pot. So it wasn't really addressed until I came to America. So I want to just point that out. The realization that, hey, your parents are Haitian didn't register, or it wasn't talked about, or wasn't, I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense, but if you could relate, leave a comment below. So when I first got here, started going to school and things like that, because again of not registering my parents were Haitian, it wasn't until I got to school that, at the time I went to school, again, this is in the 90s, Haitian culture was not as received well back in those days. You used to be made fun of.
True.
You used to be like, oh, y'all do voodoo. That's another episode. You go back to your country. Y'all need to speak English. Like, it was really
Taboo.
It was really bad. Like, I remember being in school, people used to be made fun of, when they first came to America, like the way they were dressed, so for me, I didn't really tell people that I was Haitian. I told them I was born in Guadeloupe, so I don't know. Like, I kind of wanted to distance myself, because as a kid, I didn't understand it. And it goes back to, your parents don't really talk about, different things. You just are going through this journey trying to figure it out. So I was trying to figure it out, didn't understand. And again, it was just all brand new to me. Like, well, I don't really understand why there's so much, like, against the Haitian people. It was, I don't know. And at that time I was in Miami. So in Miami, there's a lot of Haitian. It was just really bad from my perspective, all the things that people were saying about being Haitian, that I didn't really receive it and connect with it when I was young. As I got older, you know what I mean? Being more about around my family, learning more about the culture. Then it started to kind of like, I don't know, make sense to me. Learning the history, listening to my family and their pride about being Haitian. That's when it started slowly for me kicking in, like, oh, okay. There's a lot of pride later on, and now that I associate with being Haitian, and also now that, everybody's kind of like, oh, Haiti and stuff like that. So that's what I would say my experience would be. Now, being first generation in this country, child. when we were little, when we started to learn to speak English, there was a lot of like your parents, like I know for me, my parents used to take us to translate for the older people. You know, like, you know what I'm saying? Like doing, I was like, what we doing? Like we were going to doctor's offices with people, translating. Yes, we were translating like with the older people. And at the time, you thinking to yourself like, oh, okay. But then that got old real quick because as a kid, you don't want to be traveling with, you know,
with your friends.
Yeah, and things like that. And what else? Being first generation. I remember when I first got to school in America, because of I don't know if I was overwhelmed or whatever, but I cried and boohoo, like, you know, just because the dynamic was different, just because, you know, you come in and you don't know how to speak English. So I like, again, because I was born somewhere else and I had to like come here, learn English and all of that. That experience was frightening for me because I just didn't understand this whole big being in the United States. So it was pretty scary experience. And again, you don't have anybody that you could be like talking to and saying, this is what you're going to go through. This is the things, you know what I'm saying? You're just like, you're figuring out and you're a young kid. So it's just like, they just throw you out there like, hey, you're in America, you know, land of opportunity. I'm throwing my computer around. Land of opportunity, go. You know, they just like, go, you know, you in America.
No explanation.
No explanation. So there's a lot of things. And I have to say, I'm blessed with the some of the people that I grew up with. You know, they tried, but it's just like overall, if there were some things that I would say I would have liked is to have the conversations of you're going to go in there, you're not going to understand anything because you don't speak the language. So you're not going to understand this is how it is set up in America compared to, you know what I'm saying? You're going to experience bumps in the road. You know what I'm saying? You're going to experience that, you know, the Haitian people are not really well received. Saying like all these things that you go through and you don't have anybody. So you're just there with all your thoughts, all your questions, all like, and your parents are just like happy that, you know, you're here and you have the opportunity because that's what they think about. They think like this is a land of opportunity and, you know, they don't help you with homework. You have to figure that out. So it's, I mean, again, there's support, but the support I would say that I would have wanted, damn. You know what I mean? I don't know how to quantify it. It was just a weird experience. Now I'm a little bit, you know, once you start learning English, once you start, you know, understanding a little bit of the process, then it makes it a little bit easier, right? You're able to say, oh, okay, this is how the school system works. Oh, okay, this is how the next step of, okay, you need to make good grades to be able to get scholarship. You need to do, you know what I'm saying? Like all these things that nobody talks to you about. So
the challenges.
And then the culture too. So, you know, the food you eat is different. The clothes you wear are different. You know, the rules are different. Oh my God. Yeah, the rules are different because, you know, you can't really have friends like that. Different things when you go to school, you know, and I especially like, so for me, I didn't get a perm until I was maybe 13. So in America, kids get their perm a little bit younger. So my hair was braided naturally. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is real stuff. People don't understand. Like, in the Caribbean culture, they still braiding your hair. Sometimes you could be, I can thank God I wasn't born in Haiti, but you see even like kids in middle school or high school, their hair are still braided with like bows and all this other stuff. Because that, you know what I'm saying? There's just a culture. So different things. Once I got my perm, I was good. But before that, you know, you're going to school with, you know,
getting teased.
Yeah, you're going to school with like, okay, well, she got these bows. And my mom was horrible. Yeah, because they still look at you as a kid and not understanding like, Mom, I can't be wearing that. I can't be.
No, but let's keep it real. They still look at us as kids.
They do. They do. But at the time, it was just like, oh my gosh, do I have to? So I would say in my household, I was very rebellious.
Ooh, that's a whole nother
really good
episode.
I was the rebellious one because
Why
of the
you?
fact, and it goes with the fact again, talking about you're trying to fit into, hey, I want to have friends. I'm in this thing, and you know what I'm saying. You're trying to fit into this American life of I want to be accepted by others. I don't want to be different. Maybe that's my experience, but I didn't want to be different. You know what I'm saying? As a teenager, you don't understand that being different makes you unique. But at the time, I'm like, I don't want to be different. I want to, look like everybody, like have the stuff that everybody has. So for me, I was the rebellious one. So it was kind of hard, and me and my mom bumped head a lot of times. Like she used to rip some of my clothes, like you not wearing that. So she used to tear it up. Like, yeah, I used to be my bad. But that's a whole different
that's a whole nother episode.
A whole nother episode. But yeah, so my experience now it's better. Because I embrace it. Embrace is the word I was looking for. So yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah. And I get it. And just to piggyback a little bit on the Haitian community, now growing up in New York, New York's a melting pot. So my experience is a little bit different. Like it's a melting pot. Everybody embraces everybody. However, I will add, being from Dominica, a lot of people too did not know. Now, see, in New York, everybody knows Jamaica, everybody knows Haitian, everybody knows Trinidad. There's certain islands. Okay. Let me give Terry her moment. You good? All right.
All right.
Even Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? Like everybody knows. Dominica was still one of those countries that there was, we had our community, but there's a lot of people that did not know, and then also too, I remember starting out from college, it was like, oh, you're not really Dominican. You're Haitian. Ça passe. No, I'm not. No, I'm really from an island called Dominica. They were like, no, stop lying. You Haitian. What?
Are you serious?
Yes, yes. I remember vividly.
Wow.
How you used to straighten them out, Lisa?
How I straighten them out?
You can't really straighten them out.
You can't really. You just got to keep reminding them, like, listen, no, I'm not Haitian.
No fights, no,
just argument. Argument. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was a little, like I said.
The other thing for me too, while you saying that, is because I wasn't born in Haiti. So that was the other thing for me with being first generation. Because I wasn't born in Haiti, I get that I'm a fake Haitian.
Oh,
because
really?
you know how it is when you're not born there. So there's a lot of the, you know what I'm saying? So like my Creole, I learned to speak it here. So in Guadeloupe, they speak French. You go to school, they speak French. So when I came here, the people were like, we don't understand what you and, your sister talking about. Can you speak Creole? So we picked up and started. So then it was just like because of that. So I guess it's kind of like we're in the middle, right? So even though we are under the Haitian culture, because I wasn't born there and I really didn't grow up there with knowing and understanding, then there's lots of times, like even some of my family, like, oh, you're like one of those fake Haitian. Like, like I don't, like, what do they call it? Not fake, but imitation. You know what I'm saying? Like, because...
Wait, they called you imitation me?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, imitation Haitian. Okay.
Yes. Oh, that was my experience with the whole thing, because when you're born outside of it, there's a lot of the culture you may not get. There's a lot of the rules you may not. You understand what I'm saying? Like the whole dynamic of the family, different things like that. So I just want to point that was another thing why you said that. So I was imitating. Yeah.
Oh my
Lisa, so where were we, Lisa? Before we go, we move left now. Let me just understand this here. So Lisa, there was lots of discrepancies, I guess, on your part.
Yes. They're like Dominica. You mean the Dominican Republic? No, Dominica. Oh, you Haitian? No. Sapase? No. Patois. Which one? I give up.
So explain, so for people that don't understand a little bit, why would they say that you're Haitian? Because I think that would correlate to why, because there's so many West Indies country, like islands. Why is Haitian the one that they associated with you with?
Well, first and foremost, which I'm not going to mention my last name, that was that right there.
Yeah, that is true.
That automatically, because it's a French last name, automatically. And then the next thing is like, oh, I speak patois. They think, oh, okay, you Haitian. No, that doesn't necessarily mean that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like you have to go and break it down. And, well, Dominican, is that a real place? Yes, it's a real place.
Is that a real place? Is
that a real place? Yes, it is. Oh, you're from the Dominican Republic? No.
I'm sorry. Go back to, is that a real place? Who would make up an island?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's to tell you how ignorant we are as children. I'm telling you, that's to tell you how ignorant we are.
Is that a real place? I thought that's funny.
Yes, it is. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part of it,
Yeah.
But for me being a first generation, now the thing is, being born in New York, I was very also rooted with my culture too, because of course, it's always a village, because there's tons of people that migrate to New York. So, and I have a huge family, so it was a fete every weekend. I remember, oh my gosh, I felt like as a kid, I felt like Friday nights they prepping, party starting Saturday morning, and it done on Sunday.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember the tower speakers just rolling in, they loading it up on the truck and it's going from one house. There was a fete at one of my aunt's house the night before. They got to roll it over to my parents' house for the next night. But also too, being first generation, there's a lot of, as B, you mentioned too, the pressure, the responsibilities. Because I just remember also too, you don't want to piss your parents off. Like, you just don't go out here in the street and get in trouble. I felt like also that you were more scared getting in trouble with your parents opposed to the police.
Yes.
The police, that was not, we ain't scared of the police. Police, they're easy, yo. We ain't scared of the police. Now, your parents?
Yeah.
Oh, man, listen, because one thing I remember growing up is like, you do not embarrass your parents.
You're right.
There's strict rules. You're not allowed to sleep at nobody's house.
Yep.
I remember too. So when we moved to Long Island and had a group of girlfriends I started hanging out with, and I noticed all their parents, they were not friends, but they communicated with each other. Like, basically, when one person gets in trouble, this one person's father is calling everybody else. Like, let me tell you what these little mofos did.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember telling my parents, like, hey, mom and dad, you want to go and meet the rest of my other friends' parents, because, this is who I'm going to be hanging out with. I know you guys are concerned, but at least you meet the parents, and the parents want to meet you too. Are they West Indian?
No.
No, they're American.
No, Lisa.
Yes.
No.
And you brought up a very good point.
We don't deal with those kinds.
Yes. You are so right.
Yes. So many words.
Oh, the Americans? Why are you hanging with Americans? And I'm like, what? Again, being first generation, what country are we in? Who do you think I go to school with?
You came here. I didn't come here. I was trying to stay inside the womb. I didn't ask to be here. I mean,
what does the mother do? What does the father do? Where them living? Yes. And please don't let them be from the projects.
Oh my gosh.
That's another conversation.
Yes.
No. So it was just like, nah, we're not going to meet them, and don't embarrass me, and don't touch, no. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty much. And then also too, just to add on to that also too, I felt, and I think I had an advantage also too. Another advantage of being in New York is that it's such a melting pot. So even though you had those that were ignorant and didn't know, but then there are a lot that know about the West Indian community, and it's like, you don't have to explain but so much. However, I did notice from being a difference from being in the Bronx to Long Island, yeah, you had to explain a little bit more, but it wasn't as bad. It wasn't as bad. Now, when I moved out of New York, I don't understand why you don't understand. I don't understand why I got to explain where you been under a rock. But yeah, that's the beautiful thing about New York, boy. My heart will always be there. They get it. You don't have to explain nothing. You know, everybody has experienced everybody else's food, culture. You know, carnival. You got the Indians on the left of you. You got the Pakistanis on the right of you. Everybody jumping up. There's no. I don't have to explain. The Italians, they're in front. The Jews in the back. Everybody jumping up. No, then you move out of New York and it's like, I don't crickets.
It is.
Crickets, yo. Like, what are we doing out here? Why do I gotta explain? Oh, okay, this is the last story. So, okay, ladies, we know carnival, jump up, everybody, we wind up on anything that's not moving. These things we don't have to explain, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Never forget. Yo, dating an American guy, bringing him to the carnival, have my girlfriends wind up on it, and it was like, they're like, what is going on? These things, I shouldn't have to explain these things. Why do I have to explain?
But go back, Lisa. You said American.
Okay, sorry, never mind. All right, we're done. We're done. Let me get my drink. Let me just get my drink. I'm gonna sip on my drink.
Yes. So Terry, segue. How was it for you?
It was bittersweet for me. I had a lot of West Indian friends. They understood. However, there were things in my household that I was not happy with because I wanted to be, like you said, I wanted to be cool. Like, for instance, the hair part, when you were talking about that, my mother used to braid my hair. My hair was very nappy. Yeah, I'm going to put that out there. Tight curls, tight curl. So there was no pressing, no perming or nothing like that. So she used to, and the hair was short. So she would braid the hair and put these ribbon in it. It was more ribbon than hair. So I was looking like antlers. I mean, it was embarrassing. And I didn't like it. Let me tell you something. Every outfit had to have the ribbon. And she had every ribbon to match the outfit. And that I had to wear to school. And if I took that out, it was your problem. Honey, let me tell you something. Nothing nice.
I'm having a great party. I'm having flashback. Yes, flashback.
Yes. I'm feeling a kind of way. I didn't get no ribbons.
You did? Oh, thank your blessing, ma'am.
My ribbons matter of fact, they came from Canada. Okay? Yes, it was all colors, all style. If it wasn't polka dot, if it wasn't this solid, it was, I'm telling you.
Especially when you went to church. Your underwear and your dress and your socks and your
yes.
I remember the slip.
Yes.
Y'all remember the slip? We had to wear a slip. I remember that.
Yes.
You have to wear a slip.
Yes. And you only had two pairs of shoes. It was the school shoe and the church shoe. That was it. That was it. Okay. So, I mean, when the first time my mother pressed my hair, I couldn't stop whipping my neck because I wanted the hair to fly. Yes. The pressing, honey, and laying down, and it could comb back in one and all. Yes. I'm telling you, it was a lot of traumatic experience. I felt very, I was insecure. I had a lot of friends. I knew a lot of people, but I just felt insecure because I always wanted to be, I wanted to be the cool one, and then also, Bertie, you're talking about Haitian too, with so much diversity in the school, because we went to the school called Holy Spirit. And Holy Spirit had every nationality in there. And I remember there was Mr. Harrigan. He was the janitor. So, of course, back in them days, the janitor, you were sticking your nose up at the janitor. And his daughters was in the school. And I remember his daughter, Nervia. Nervia Harrigan. Yes, I'm dropping names.
Ooh, we dropping names. Ooh.
Yes, Nervia Harrigan.
Haitian? They were Haitian?
Yes, they were. So, if
right, Nervia, comment.
Listen, Nervia, I am not mad at you, girl. And you know something, like I said, growing up, you just don't understand. And then sometimes people make fun of people and then you don't understand why. And then when you grow up, you're like, why were we doing that? It didn't make any sense. So there was a lot of misconceptions on when my family came here because they were only brought up in Trinidad, so they didn't understand. They knew other West Indian cultures, but they really did not intervene with others.
Yeah.
Like, you know, they wasn't like going over their house and hanging out like, you know, like that. It wasn't none of that. You can't be going over to nobody's house and no me bringing nobody here. Okay.
Yep.
So with that, there was a lot of, you know, that I didn't understand all of that. But as I got older, I kind of understand why they did that and why they were like that. All of it I didn't agree with, but I have a better understanding of it, you know? So
I understand. I think they wanted to protect us, but I think I would have liked a little bit more conversation.
Correct.
With that, because I do believe that, I know you're a parent, you're trying to protect your children. But I still believe with kids, you can have the conversation. You know what I mean? And it's not so much saying that you have to be their friend. You don't have to be a friend, but I can explain to you why X, Y, and Z, which therefore would lead into better relationships. But that's a whole nother episode.
Correct. So there's stuff like, you know, people with the taboo, again, with the Haitians growing up. I mean, high school, there was this guy named Woody. Didn't even know he was Haitian, but was fine, boy. Woody was, oh my God. Yes, I'm calling out the name Woody wherever you at. You fine.
Oh, Lord.
He was fine all day, every day.
Woody, comment below, please.
Yes, please.
But again, he never said he was Haitian because of that reason.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's, like you said, that's a very valid point. Like back in the day, because there were so many things against Haitian and people not understanding, a lot of us coming up, you were scared to say, oh, you were, you know, Haitian, because you would get, and I still get that nowadays with people. One of the misconceptions is that, oh, y'all Haitian do voodoo, or you guys have good food. It's like those two things are the things that you get when you hear that you're Haitian. People would say, oh, sac passe, and then, oh, y'all Haitian do voodoo, oh, y'all got good food. It's like, that's all.
Make up your mind. Make up your mind. Which one?
And first of all, like Haitian, like the first independent Black country, y'all don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like all the stuff that led up, and that's another episode, but it took a while. And like you said, like for me, like in my mom kind of raised us. So in her household, she was very strict, like you said, Terry, like with the different rules, and she worked. And the funny thing is, you're right, Lisa. Like I remember my mom worked 2 or 3 jobs. And we never had friends over the part. And mind you, she's never home, and we never did that stuff. Like it was so mind blowing that we could have gotten away with it because she wasn't there. But no, we couldn't. We could not have because the thing is, in the Haitian community, they come and check up on you. You don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if we did, somebody would have told her, because there would be, even though she's working, but the other family members like would come and check without even you knowing, honey.
Snitches.
Oh, of course. But ladies, definitely, now that we know and we have better understanding, we're going to do better with our children and our grandchildren and our families, just to be able to bridge that gap. So that's why we.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
So, but ladies, good talk. Good, definitely good talk, though.
Definitely.
I learned a lot today. We're going to wrap this up. And we want to thank you. Exactly. Till next time. We're going to big up to all the nationalities, to everybody. No one is left out. Back it out.
Here we go.
Bing, bing. See you later. Good night. All right. Till next time.
Thank you for joining us this week on Unfiltered Limin with BLT. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and join our Facebook page. As always, subscribe to our show to catch every new episode. Leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh and exciting content. See you next Thursday, same time, same station. Unfiltered Limin with BLT is edited and produced by Unfiltered Limin with BLT.